we up to, bro? Where are we? What's going on here?
Well, as you can see, we've got a terrible location.
Yeah, worst location in New Zealand.
On one of the crappiest weather days you can imagine. No, we're on top of Queenstown Hill, right up the top here at Vancouver Drive.
Mean.
We've got an epic little, interesting pizza wedge sort of site here. We're building a 3-level, I think. A garage, sort of main living and bedrooms. So epic little project here.
And this is a client build, yeah?
This is a client build, yeah.
Okay, cool. Are you on a, what's kind of your, how did they get in touch with you? Is this a fixed price charge up? What's the whole basis?
So this one is a cost plus deal.
Cool.
And I think when you're doing these sort of, this probably take us 2 years to build this sort of thing. From my point of view, I quite like the cost. I quite like the cost plus model.
Did they were they pushy for? Did they push for a fixed price, or were they pretty open to?
No, they were open.
Okay,
they were
cool.
open. They're very open, and part of that the cost plus thing. There's a lot of transparency. Again, it comes back to that risk. Who's taking the risk on? For sure. On a job like this, it's nice if the client will take that on, and then it's sort of we just keep a nice open book with the costs and that. Do the build,
I feel like there's enough stress to make sure the build runs well, and you're on the essentially somewhat the side of a hill here. So
we have a pretty detailed budget and a cost schedule and everything like that. So we try and maintain. We want to stick to that as much as we can. It's not just a
open book,
like a blank check if you like.
So how did they come about you? How did they reach out? How did they find you?
So I actually met these clients before COVID. So they through another friend who's a real estate agent.
Yeah, sweet.
And they were looking to buy something in Queenstown already established, and long story short, nothing happens quick in this game, right? And they sort of looked at a few properties and eventually bought this site pre-COVID, and just it sort of took a long time. I've been involved with the design processes this as well, engaged the architect and sort of help them out on that level. Yeah, cool.
If you don't mind talking about, just to give people an understanding, so that design process, there's so many questions around, do we charge for that time? How do we bill it back? If it's not fixed price, you're not putting that in. Did you, before you even put a peg in the ground, was there any exchange of money to your end, or was it kind of goodwill?
This is probably, this would be nails on a chalkboard to you, but I just sort of took it as a relationship building exercise. So I actually didn't charge.
But the thing is, that's okay. And carry on. Sorry, but like you probably knew from that point that you had the build.
Pretty much.
Somewhat.
I mean, to be honest, mate, like the way I see it in the world, and it's maybe naive, I'm not too sure, but if you do good things for people, then potentially it comes back. Doesn't always happen that way.
Stack the karma points.
So I'd much rather, I was prepared to offer them, as much sort of advice in that they wanted. And then, eventually that came around. As I said, I engaged there's been 2 architects on this project. The first architect, I sort of engaged them and briefed them and helped them with the initial design. That didn't happen for a number of reasons. That process took about 18 months.
It's a long time.
It's not like I was working on it full time or anything like that.
But every couple of weeks you'd chip in a few hours here and there.
I think it's one of those ones too, right? You think you're into it, and then suddenly nothing much is happening, and to your point, you're not being reimbursed for your time and things like that. And then eventually we actually engaged this other architectural firm, Creative Spaces, from Tauranga. And they were just a bit more resourced with their team and things like that, and were able to sort of took the initial design, brought it back down so the clients felt a bit more comfortable about.
Was the other design sort of getting a little wayside on budget?
I think it probably would have. It was pretty epic actually. But as I said, I think as it happened, the clients sort of started thinking, oh, this is getting a bit over the top. And then in the process of the design, you end up having all these issues, right? So for example, we're at a 7-meter high height restriction, and then to have there was an extra level on top, there was a penthouse, and then to try and maintain the ceiling heights and the overall height, and then the load, and then running services and things like that. So it just started to get too difficult.
A little bit out of whack. Yeah. Okay, no, that's good, man. And then was it pretty much 18 months in meat and design until you kind of got a peg in the ground or a digger on site?
Well, here's the thing. So that was the first 18 months, and then it sort of went cold for about 6 months, and then the client sort of reached back out to me and said, oh, I really want to do it. but can we revise the plans? And
yeah,
you know, I was sort of like, well, no, because it doesn't really work like that. You can't sort of just open up one file and then just chop it down. You know, you've effectively got to start again.
So they hadn't had filed for a consent at this stage?
It was getting very close, actually.
Okay.
There would, I would have thought there would have been probably 1 million RFIs, just because of the level of detailing and things like that.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
But so then I sort of said to him, look, you're actually needing to start again.
Yeah.
Because another architectural firm's got a different methodology. They need to sort of, you know, design it their way with their own people. They can't sort of take the old file. And so anyway, once he sort of came around to that, we started talking with Andre and that from Creative Spaces, who's a really good guy.
Mean.
And then they obviously that first exercise, if you like, sort of drew out all the concerns and that the client actually had.
Yeah.
So then we sort of took that, brought it to the table, and sort of was able to mitigate all that sort of stuff and redesign it to something that was more comfortable for them.
Yeah, sweet. So did you do a bit of an initial reprice on that, or how did you guys come to somewhat of a budget and then sign?
So once we had the pricing plan, so it was after the Creative Spaces had built up the design. Yeah. And then I was able to take it to my other QS. And
all good, can't do them all. It's okay.
And then, you know, get a good, like, detailed elemental estimate and sort of go from that.
Yeah, sweet.
Build up.
Do you know roughly what was this working out a square, if you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I think we're somewhere around about 7,500 per square metre.
It's pretty fair, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, cool. So where are we at the moment, man? Obviously, earthworks.
Yeah, so we've done this initial cut. Doesn't look like much now because we've done all the backfilling, but this cut here, this was probably out to here, down to ground level. Yeah. You know, that portion behind you was good 3-4 meters. Yeah. We were obviously down here in this, we can see where we were down here. Yeah. So we've done the foundations, obviously block work, and there's some sort of planted gardens and boundary structure there. You know, so we've obviously done quite a bit, and then we're going to be continuing the what do you call the retaining wall. Yeah, that's going to go around here, down there, and return back into there.
So what's time frame? What's it taking you to get to here roughly?
I think we started October, November. I can't remember.
Perfect summertime, boy. Get the founds out.
Yeah. Well, you know, most of this is civil construction, local companies. They're the plenty of horsepower, you know, got all the machinery and all the gear to do it. So nice. They've sort of done all this.
So they've obviously given you fixed price to get. So scrape block work.
Yeah, we did, but we have actually gone over budget with this, simply because of all the rock and that needed to be taken away. Yeah, man. Pretty hard to. So the earthworks were a provisional sum. Yeah. Just based on that, because we couldn't really tell what material we could reuse and take away. Yeah. Because there's so much rock, we pretty much had to take it all away.
The budget out there, right? Yeah. No TNT needed.
TNT, it would have probably helped. Yeah. But no, she's pretty rocky, as you can imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's that cost has probably gone double what we initially thought.
That's a shame. That one might have been a tough phone call.
No, I think the clients are pretty understanding. I mean, I'm pretty upfront and clear with them. You know, it is. You know, I mean, that's what your contingencies and that are for, right? Like, you can't know this stuff.
No, absolutely, man. So, earthworks and foundations is horrible way. So what's kind of your timeline? Obviously, how many dudes on site? All the boys. Roughly, what's your timeline schedule?
So we've got three guys on site now, and I think that's probably enough for the duration of this job. I think that's I've got a good experienced team, and the way I look at these types of jobs is again, I like to outsource as much of the stuff as I possibly can. Yeah. But then we need to be right on top of all the set outs, and absolutely, that's sort of where I think you need to be on these architectural builds.
So obviously, I think on the other one we spoke about team a little bit. How long have your boys been with you? And Kiwi lads, obviously.
One English fella. I mean, I've had Queenstown. You get people from all over the world, over the world. But currently Mix is my mate leading hand. He's probably, I think, one of the best builders I've ever worked with. Anyway, very experienced, been in the game for a very, very long time. Yeah. And Josh and Sam. Sweet. Just a couple of other lads here.
Yeah, good, man. No, that's sweet. Should we have a little skedaddle with the plans maybe? And then all good. That'll be cool. Yeah, not a bad spot, bro. It's
Oh, mate, wait till you get onto the next level. You know what I mean? When we start getting up the top.
Oh yeah, man. See, what you ought to be doing is just getting a bit of a photo shoot throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like even every 2 months, man. Just come and get some video stuff, even on iPhone or.
Yeah. I'm trying to do a bit, eh?
Mate, I had one guy ask me the other day, how do you keep up with content stuff? And I said, if you're on a new build for 6 months, bro, put up a SED post up the back of that thing and just build a little cover and put a GoPro in there.
Okay.
And change the battery every week. And then you could get a time lapse.
Wow, because I've actually, bro, I bought a GoPro.
Use it, man.
No, I went to Fiji.
Yeah.
Did that and then chucked it in the top drawer, never used it ever again.
Yes, I'm telling you, man, if you just put a little post up the back, build a little shelter and chuck a GoPro up there, that'd be, you know,
Steve-O.
Shit.
This is David.
Hey bro, how's things, man? Nice to meet you, bro. I do all the QSing shit, man, so if I say it takes 5 hours and you do it in 2, I get a beer. But if it's the other way around, I owe you a beer.
Steve-O's actually off to Japan this afternoon.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm up to Auckland this afternoon.
Yeah.
Ski trip or?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Snowboard or ski?
Snowboard.
Yeah, nice. Good shit, man. Have you been before?
Oh yeah, I've been multiple times.
Steve-O's a bit of a snowboarding legend around here.
Yeah, nice, bro. I haven't, was it your missus saying Denny used to snowboard?
Oh, bro, Denny's a pro, yeah.
He used to be a pro.
Yeah.
He used to be
Burton.
No shit, I've never met him, but
No, he was the man, like back in the day.
That's what the missus was
He
saying.
even ended up on bloody one of those Warren Miller movies.
Yeah. He was
back in the 90s.
yeah.
Hunting his carcass.
Yeah.
That's cool,
I mean, he
mate.
still shreds today, right? Like, well, you see all sorts of people up the mountain, but Steve-O's one of those fellas.
Fuck yeah, good on him, man.
Came down for a holiday and fucking didn't.
Not too many islanders that can shred.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you say it first, bro. I was like, fuck, good on you, bro, getting up to Japan, man.
I just basically starting off, come down here, Queenstown. I was working into the ski industry and stuff, tuning skis.
Yeah, man.
Ended up going to the States. My mate that I met in the States, he got kicked off a couple of businesses in Japan, so he does ski shop, ski boot fitting and that. So he just was, come on out, bro.
Yeah, me.
But Steve-O's a really experienced builder, and Steve and I worked together years ago. But he's done everything. So
sounds like you got a few fucking skills, man. Good on you.
Few rusty ones.
Hey, not a Bitcoiner. He's my Bitcoin buddy. So him
You're
and
a Bitcoiner?
Yeah.
Shout out Bitcoin.
These other poor fellas, that's all they have to listen to is us.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah. No, I'm hedging against fiat currency, bro. It's dead to me.
Chewing the ears off.
Nah, sweet, man.
So Steve-O's away. So we're going to be on our own. We're going to be on our own for a month.
You can have no Bitcoin chat.
No, that's it. These are the big set, but these are kind of the small set, I suppose. These are the latest ones, aren't they?
Yeah, that set is,
Yeah, sweet.
We'll
Wonder if you want to go down there, bro. Might be already.
Yeah. These are just the latest amended ones, so we'll probably get those printed out.
Yeah, so what's the scope? 3 beddy, 4 beddy?
Yeah, so let's have a look at this floor plan here. Actually,
thanks, Steve. That's all good. Do you want to jump maybe just down there and we'll just shoot the shit for 5 minutes? The old mesh, eh? Antonio doesn't like the mesh.
Oh no, it'd be pretty noisy, I would have thought.
It's all good, I don't give a
So this
fuck.
is what we've done basically.
Yeah,
so
sweet.
And this is the retaining wall that we're actually...
back a site here?
No, we were up here.
Oh, up here, yeah. Oh, yeah, sweet.
So this is obviously what we've done now. And this is what we're about to do with that cut and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then, this is the garage.
Nice.
What we've actually done. Sort of come around here. And then upper level.
Anything crazy or wild on this one? Like
there's lots of stuff actually.
Yeah, it looks like there's a fucking heap of
it's not the biggest build. And I didn't actually think it was that complex until you start looking at it and think, oh, actually, there's a bit in this.
I'm seeing a few curved walls and shit.
That's
always
funny. But no, nothing. I mean, we love this kind of stuff, but a lot of structural steel in here, because it's all basically open plan through here. This was added in as a really large free draining deck, and that was really to sort of add some gross floor area without having the massive expense of
fully closing something in.
You know what I mean? So it has been brought back in square meterage, but so there's a big free draining deck there. This is going to be all sort of open plan.
What's that flooring through there? Is that all timber flooring?
That'll be timber, engineered oak.
Engineered oak. Fuck, that's
yes, I actually don't have the interior plans here, but they look really nice. There's a lot of nice timber finishes and
sweet man.
Yeah. Do we need to stop those guys from doing that?
So, yeah.
Hey boys, can we just stop the mesh moving just for a sec because it's picking up in the mic.
Sorry boys, fuck the build boy. Content's king, you know.
yeah. So so engineered oak.
Yeah.
There's a nice featured oak staircase in there, which will be.
Got a price on that?
I've had one back, it was about 180 or something like that.
Ooh, 180
from a company in Auckland that does a lot of that stuff.
Shit, man, that's expensive.
But I think we'll do a lot better. I've already reached out to a local supplier and was just
sweet.
sort of speaking about that. So I won't name them, but
I've
had a few prices from that company in Auckland.
And okay, or all out the gate?
All out the gate.
I'm still baffled when companies do that. Like, I don't know how louvers make, how they sell louvers.
Yep.
35, 40, 70 grand with electrics. It's crazy.
And then you can buy the ones where they like a couple of grand
from Bunnings. I know.
I know there's different.
Shout out Bunnings, obviously is quality and everything. But it's crazy.
Now this is quite well, I wouldn't say super complex, but it's nice.
Yeah,
it'll be a very nice feature. So it does need to be done correctly.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm going to probably look to use a local.
Yeah, me.
The same ones that actually did the stair treads for us. Thing quite nice.
Yeah, cool, man. No. That's
so then
good.
Basic sort of, obviously steel structure for the upper level, but it's just timber sort of joists and whatnot.
No, that's good to have a scan through the plans, bro.
Yeah.
So are they quite, just on a broad level, are they quite picky on floor coverings, kitchen mixes, like bathroom stuff, appliances, or are they kind of leading it to the interior team? Are you taking part in that?
No. But they definitely, I think they know what they like.
Yeah,
and there has been a whole schedule of interior stuff done, but I think that will change actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
no, that's all
they've got good taste.
Yeah, sweet. That's good. I mean, it'll look good on your finished profile anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm excited for it. You know what I mean? It's a nice project. There's enough sort of detail in there to really test the boys, I suppose.
Yeah.
Epic location. Pretty lucky, eh?
Oh, bro, I wouldn't be complaining at all, eh?
Nah,
that's cool, man. Fucking good to see, eh? So, boys are flat out, eh? No, me. Well, it was good to get around 2 jobs, bro, and appreciate your time for that.
Thank you. It's good to have you. I've been watching your content, and it's nice to meet you in person and have a good chat.
If you ever want to contact Riki, looking at a build, shout out. Where do they best get in touch with you, mate?
I tell you what, Instagram probably.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it seems to be the way forward.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Easy, man. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Legend, bro.